Сега го покануваме господин Габор Фришман, тим лидерот на EU проектот 1.2, кој ќе ни презентира резултати и достигнување на проектот, кој што се за времетраење на неговото спроведување во центарот за тргување со кризи.
Thank you very much. His Excellency Mr. Gid, Mr. Kovachevsky, Mr. Angelov, respected ministers, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce how the 112 system has been implemented in the Republic of North Macedonia. First, a very brief overview, what is the 112 system and what is not. The E112 system is a new channel, a call number to reach emergency services, police, fire, emergency medical services, crisis management, beside the current 192, 193, 194 and 195 numbers. 112 is a Europe-wide unified access to emergency services, and 112, as other emergency services are free of charge. What is not E112? E112 is not a new emergency organization. The emergency organizations are as they are now. E112 is not a call center solving non-emergency problems, inquiries of the public and so on. And it is also very important that E112 must not be a new target of joking, faking, hacking. The Macedonian approach is a very complex approach. Of course, the callers, the citizens in need, may continue calling 192, 193, 194, and their calls will be answered by the specific organizations. But if the caller calls 112, the call will be handled, answered by the Crisis Management Center, by 112 Center. They will make an interview with the caller, identify the type of the incident, identify the priority of handling of that incident, and of course they will identify the person of the caller and the location of both the caller and the incident itself. And after pre-processing the information, they will forward immediately this information to the relevant public safety organizations for dispatching the necessary activities. And the system itself, what has been implemented, financed by the European Union, will serve this 112 center, but it will renew the applications also in the field of emergency medical services and fire services in Skopje, and will add also additional functionality to the police management. The system is very complex. Therefore, a step-by-step approach has been selected for introducing the system. Today, 112 will be available for the citizens in Skopje, and by this, a real-life trial operation period is started. After having a successful trial, a gradual further migration will follow, improving the call-taking technology of 193 and 194 services. And of course, the next step will be, and we hope so that it can be done very soon, 112 will be made available countrywide. And parallel to that, a wide awareness-raising media campaign will be started. Of course, beside this migration, there will be also many functional steps to be done. Today, the service will start with many very important basic functions, and from now on, it is very important, an SMS-based availability will be also assured for the people with being disabled, and where the voice is not advised. There are unfortunately such cases also. And of course, adding additional localization functions, opening equal possibility, which is a European standard, and each of the new European cars had to be equipped with an automatic solution for calling E112 center in case of an accident. This will be also introduced very soon. And as Mr. Gide mentioned, the connection to external systems will follow also. One can ask what the E112 system can provide and what not. Let's start with the impossibilities. The E112 system cannot provide more doctors, nurses, more and better equipped ambulance cars, helicopters in the emergency medical fields. It cannot provide more firefighters, fire engines, more advanced technology, and it cannot completely renew the communication solutions within these organizations. These developments are still to be done. But E112 can increase the call-taking capacity through a single and easy-to-remember number 112. The system can filter out the non-emergency calls to let the specialists at the different public safety organizations deal really with the emergency cases. E112 can support the fast identification of the caller, the incident locations, the seriousity of the incident, and can propose actions to the dispatchers. And by all these, 112 can accelerate the procedures and improve the efficiency of the entire emergency handling. As I mentioned, 112 can receive SMS from disabled persons, and 112 will record all calls. It will log all events and archive all data. And partially by using this data, 112 can quantify the performance and identify the bottlenecks of the emergency management system. And these are really very fact-based inputs to the development of the system anywhere in each of the organizations. Some data about the project. The supply and service part of this project was about 2 million euros. The main components of the technical solutions: failure-safe data centers, redundant communication platform, professional call center with recording functions, professional geographic IT system, computer-aided dispatch system, standard operative procedures, nearly 80 professional workstations in many different sites all over the country, and business intelligence and quality management functions. And the main participants, of course, the contracting authority was the European Union, the beneficiary itself was the Crisis Management Center, but as I have mentioned, the main user organizations beside the Crisis Management Center will be the emergency medical system, the fire system, and the police. The contractor of the supply project was Beta 80 from Italy and ICS from the Republic of North Macedonia. And we had a lot of partners: Ministry of Interior, other ministries, Agency for Electronic Communication, other government agencies, and last but not least, the telecom operators, because they provide access to the system from the public callers. And the consulting service has been provided by my company, Bonustat Consult. During the preparation of the project, many legal issues had to be solved and financial problems had to be solved also. So many government decrees, laws, systematizations, rule books, and so on had to be modified and harmonized with the EU regulation. I would like to underline here just two very important legal questions. Handling the personal data by the system is a very sensitive question, but based on law, in this case, this personal data processing can be done without the previous consent of the calling party. But of course, on the other side, very serious internal data protection rules have to be followed. And the misuse of the system may have very serious consequences. The financial preparations, congratulations to Mr. Stoyan Changalov, because he had really a huge fight for getting the necessary budget for the necessary infrastructural preparations, and huge fights for getting the necessary staff in crisis management center to start with the system. But unfortunately, these fights have to be continued for the PSOs and to continue for the annual operational budget. The system sustainability needs very stable and annual operational budget. Without that, the high performance of the system cannot be kept. It needs staff, continuous training, quality management, and concept for the next steps. As a conclusion, as a result of a huge work of many actors and the financing background provided by the European Union, supplemented with the national contribution, from now on, in case of emergency, accident, serious health situations, fire, crime, the citizens and visitors can start calling the single European emergency call number 112. Thank you very much for everybody for the contribution.
Благодариме на господин Габор Фришман, тим лидерот на EU проектот 112 за исцрпното, а сепак вкусно презентација.